Hey guys, it's in Mama Llama. It's okay not to be okay. Don't ignore your emotions. Don't ignore your feelings. Yes, you can choose happiness, but you have to deal with what is causing the unhappiness before you're able to choose that happiness. I know that work thing comes up. It's hard. Being in a positive state of mind most of the time, not all the time, because we all have our problems. We all experience not feeling good. We all have we all go through negative things. We all go through not being positive. We can't always just get on with it. But you shouldn't feel ashamed if you're feeling down. You shouldn't feel bad about it, feel guilt about it. We all go through it. We all do. Somebody recently said something to me when I was commenting on being positive, get off your high horse. And it kind of hurt me a little because she has no idea what I've gone through, but I also have no idea what she's going through. And it must be pretty bad for thinking that somebody who's spreading kindness is trying to make her feel bad about herself. Not at all my intention ever. In fact, I'm pretty freaking honest with anybody who asks me. I have times that I cry myself to sleep. Last night, I cried in the shower. The day was overwhelming. I am ADHD. It is, my threshold for stress may be high, but when I crumble, I crumble. It hit. It was like right there last night. And I told the boys, hey, Mama needs to go take a shower and just take a moment. And they were like, okay, Mama. And so I did. I took a moment and I cried. And my husband walked in and said, are you okay? I said, it's just been a day. He's like, okay, well, I'm here if you need me. He didn't say it is what it is. And he didn't try to buck me up with, let's just be positive. He knew it was just the end of the day. And the same thing with him when he comes to me with a problem. You know, I don't be like, don't stay positive, just think positive. I'm like, tell me what's going on. I'm listening. Because I really want to know what's happening. Because sometimes you can't just feel positive. Sometimes it's you're feeling really crappy because something bad is happening or something is out of control in your life and you don't know how to control it. And so you think about it all the time and you just go down a vicious cycle. But what I am good at is helping you pick out the positive side of whatever you're going through. Because there usually is a positive side. There's usually a silver lining coming. You may not realize it at that moment in time. You may not even want to hear it right then. But it happens. Like the silver lining comes. But until then, I'm thinking of you. I'm here for you. Let me know how I can help. Do you just want to call and just listen? Let me listen while you vent? I'm really good at that. I keep my freaking mouth shut and just let you vent. If you want to know what else to do, let me know that too. I mean, it's really up to you and how you need help. And that's how you should be with your friends. You shouldn't judge them. You shouldn't make them feel bad because they don't agree with you. Lately, I've seen a lot of people get really, really angry over this mask or no mask thing. And both sides feel very strongly for the most part about it. And wow. But to not be friends with somebody because of their choice over something that's really, truly a personal choice is hard because that means A, you're not really that person's friend anyway, or B, you're so rigid that you can't look past that. Everybody has their reasons for it. Everybody has reasons for what they do. And there was a good video I watched today, and you see a few pebbles of somebody's life, but all you know is those few pebbles. There's an entire ocean of pebbles that you have no idea about. You don't know what goes through their brain. You don't know what they've experienced. You don't know how bad what they've experienced, what that was, or if it was good. You don't know what these people have gone through. You only know what you have gone through. So focus on you. Focus on you internally. Focus on what you can do for you and yourself. Get yourself in the right mind. Make yourself happy by doing the work, facing those triggers, facing the triggers. Now that's a hard one, but I promise you, working through all of that, it gets you to where you're going. So you may look at me and go, wow, she's so positive. I promise you, I've done the work. I've spent years in therapy. I've spent hours journaling, more hours than I can tell you. I've spent a lot of time looking inside, taking classes, taking parenting classes on how to be a positive parent and how to do better by my children, because I feel like that's what's important to me. You do you. You may not feel that's important. You may feel you're the best parent. You may feel you've got life down. That's great. But if you're only showing people the positive side and you haven't really done the work internally, and you go home and scream at your kids, or you go home and hit your spouse, or you kick your dog, you're putting out a toxic positivity. You're not actually doing what you preach. And that's really hard for people to get behind. And that makes it harder for those of us who are truly trying to do it the right way, harder for us to spread our message. You're going to have bad days. You're going to get upset with people. But if you communicate and you always lead with love and you work on yourself internally to figure out what those triggers are and why you're triggered and why that person makes you upset when they do a certain thing, then you'll realize that you have control. My kids may do something like choose a bad behavior, but I control how I react to them. I can stop and not yell, or I can yell. That's my choice. Sometimes that choice is taken away by the brain not acting properly, but as soon as your upper brain kicks back in, you stop. I am so sorry. I did not mean to do that. Here's what I'm going to do to correct it. You show yourself grace. You show other people grace. Everybody wants to be treated with grace, right? So do the same thing. And I know I went on a long tangent and probably a roundabout way of doing things, but accept people for who they are. Don't assume anything, because you're probably going to be wrong. You'll probably make an ass out of you and me by assuming, right? I mean, there's a reason why people say that. And just know that there are people out there who really, truly want to listen to you and want you to live a better life. And they're just trying to show you by leading by example. It doesn't mean that if I can do it, anybody can do it. Saying that puts people down sometimes or makes them feel bad, but that's not why people say that when they mean it. When they're saying that, they're meaning that they were able to get through it so that they know you can do it. Everybody's abilities and limitations and suffering and lives are different. So your path isn't going to be the exact way. You may struggle. You may fail a lot. But you don't know if that other person failed either. You don't know what they did to get there. I went through a lot to become happy with myself and to get in the place I am today. I did a lot of hard work, and it's paying off in dividends in my life. My family is so peaceful and positive most of the time. It's amazing to see how one person can affect 3 other people in their house. It's amazing to see how it rolls out to my friends. Am I always positive? No, nobody is. We all have our moments. But if you can keep love in your heart and keep yourself true and authentic to you, everything will fall into place. It really will. It really, truly will. What you put out into the universe is what comes back to you. So if you're constantly putting out negative vibes and putting down people, and that's what's coming back to you. But if you're constantly putting out good, it's going to come back. I know it because I've seen it happen. And I really hope you do too. And if you've experienced it, comment, let other people know. Don't just message me. I feel bad because I get a lot of messages in the direct or in the DM, whatever you say, but not everybody gets to see those. So guys, start doing that because it would make other people feel really happy too. Okay, well, I hope y'all have an amazing day. Do the work, choose happiness. You got this.